Okay, you guys, so I am back in my hometown where I grew up and where for the first time in 13 years I've spent the most amount of time this past year. Anyhow, I am here and I am interviewing a very special human today, someone who I actually went to junior high with, and then a few years ago we reconnected through social media. He joined a group that I led for 6 months, and then since then we've become friends. And yeah, so I'll be interviewing my dear friend Kevin Kazmarski today. He is an incredible soul, heart-centered. He's a former professional baseball player and an incredible artist and creative and just here doing amazing things for the world. So here we go. It's gonna be an adventure. I'm filming you. How's it going? Oh, good. Just.
Crane. You see that crane out there just chilling? I don't even know if that's what it's
Oh
called,
yeah, there is a crane out there.
This is a gorgeous spot right here.
We found this little park bench.
Perfect weather too.
Kevin, what's most exciting you in this moment?
In this moment right now, I'd say the pleasure of speaking with a great friend, and just holding space for one another, being genuine, and just being out in nature. It's really cool.
Yeah. So we're out here in nature, in our hometown. We both grew up in this town, not far from this park that we're in. And we both went to the same junior high.
Junior high and elementary?
I did Oaknall.
Oh no.
No, you were Deer Path. Yeah, okay. Not same elementary, but same junior high.
Same junior high.
Yeah. And then we reconnected on Facebook,
I connected to you probably back in circa 2019.
2019, yeah.
And you were summoning a waterfall, and I was like, yeah, I gotta reconnect.
Is that what it was?
Yes. I definitely have to reconnect here.
Summoning a waterfall.
You're by a waterfall, just summoning it. I was like,
I was in Bali. Sounds about right.
I needed to connect. I knew it was time. For sure.
Yep. So the water brought us back together.
Yes.
And now we're here having some conversations about life and creation, and we're gonna drop into a deeper podcast recording, and yeah.
We're excited for it.
It's a really interesting vlog. I'm capturing hands on the ground.
I love it because you started videoing those ants. I was like, yes, this is right. I need to do this.
To create this podcast to just talk to people who have really explored their passions, have really explored what it's like to live from full life force. Kevin and I like to go on long, epic 7-mile, 10-mile walks when we're both back in our hometown.
Just wherever we go, wherever it takes us, wherever the conversation takes us.
Yeah.
For sure. And it ends up being 4 hours.
It ends up being 4 hours.
In the most random places. Like forests and schools and parks.
Yeah.
Neighborhoods. So it's always good.
We ended up at our junior high balance beam once. Shit, we gotta go back there today.
Yeah, we do.
Let's do that after.
We'll walk there.
Yep. And I feel like you and I both, which I relate to, have lived very untraditional lives, and we've really followed our own paths. And so I'd love to hear some of your stories. So you went to high school and then you entered the professional baseball world. What was that journey like for you?
Yeah, first and foremost, it's an honor to be on the podcast, and it's an honor to be with my friend Lizzie. So really cool stuff. But so the journey from there was, baseball was always a love of mine. Sports was always a love of mine. I was blessed with athletic ability from, my dad was a baseball player, so I think that was kind of ingrained in me. Was like, hey, he made it to pro baseball, I could do the same thing. I kind of saw that as my father growing up. So I think it was always like in me that like I am going to be a professional baseball player. And to ask the question of like, what is that thing that is making you go and do that, and like hearing you to go and do that every single day. And it's almost like, I remember we had talked about it when I was doing, working with you, and we were doing the mentorship. But it's like what is most true with you, and what feels on the deepest level, right to you. And again, for me, in that frame of my life, it was always like tunnel vision on making it to the major leagues, and it was just nothing else was stopping me from getting there. And like, it's almost like it's going to happen in a way, like it's going to happen, even though like there's doubts that come, and like there's doubts, there's in that vehicle of athletics, there's injuries and there's setbacks and there's things not happening that you thought it was going to happen, and all that stuff is almost like, it's like, okay, that's going to happen, but again, there's a knowing that there's that end goal that like you're going to get there no matter what. I think it was just a deep love, a deep love for, I don't even want to say baseball, because I do love baseball, but it was like something deeper than that. That was like, that's carrying you in that journey to achieve that vision,
Yeah.
and that like there's a bigger force at play. Was my first year making it to the big leagues. I was on the New York Mets.
New York Mets,
Yeah.
okay. Well, testament your journey of like allowing that force to guide you, and then also listening to that force when it guided you in a different direction. And I think sometimes that can be challenging for people if they've invested so much into something, to then feel like, oh, I've invested so much into this thing, like I have to stick to it. I have to stay with it. I can't stop because
sure.
I've put so much behind it. And what I really admire in you is you invested so much into something. You found the success there. And when it was time to shift, you listened.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah.
And I think that's really powerful, and allows one to then explore more parts of themselves and what they're here for. And just because you've put so much time into something doesn't mean that you're meant to stay with it forever, but it might be the thing that got you to the next place for then you to for you to be able to lean into something deeper and bigger and explore more parts of yourself.
It's easy to get caught up and play the story of, I think that could be very easy to say that it's all out of fear to like stay in something because you've done it for so long and you're comfortable with it and it well. I had quiet in my mind and like kind of woke up and was like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like woke up from the game, woke up from the all the thoughts that weren't really necessarily mine, but were maybe planted in me, that I was holding on to for so long. And when I quieted that, it was like, wow, there's more here. Like, as much as I love baseball, like I'm not just a baseball player, and I'm not just. That's not who I am, right? It's when you know, and you could hear it all you want and like ingrain it in your mind and believe that for sure. But like when you just know that like that's not who you are. So when I noticed that and knew that, I knew that's when I knew it was time. To try something new.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I learned it. It's like I knew.
Yeah. That's powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that distinction of recognizing that being a baseball player wasn't your full identity and self.
Yeah.
And
sure.
though it can be a great passion and love, we're not limited to just like one identity or what our career is or any of that. And there's more to explore here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Human mode is so important. Walking the bridge.
It's a cool bridge. This is such a cool spot. Like,
Isn't it beautiful?
did we cross that bridge?
We crossed.
We, like,
I think we came
we
from.
didn't cross that bridge over here, right?
No,
Oh,
so
check it out. Can we get over there?
somehow we can get over there.
There's another bridge?
You can go back that way, and then it goes all the way around that way. So we could
Wanna do
go.
it?
Yeah, we could go that way
This is so cool.
and find where we end up. Look, it's raining outside. It's so beautiful. Check it out. Wow.
It's a wet environment today.
Yeah, it is.
Kind of risky.
We're on our junior high balance beam. That's a trip.
We were able to do it last time.
Yeah.
Trick is to go fast. Oh,
Whew, that was good.
almost got it.
What is that? The trick is to just go.
Yeah, just go.
Just go. All this mental chatter we have.
Go and let go.
Right. Go and let go.
I don't know how focused you were.
Sometimes it's okay to just take.
Go on. Oh, hey.
Oh, good job. Woo.
Does that count though?
Oh, I mean, I think it counts.
And then stay put. But roll with the wave.
That's right.
Ah.
Woo! Yeah, he made it. Woo. I'm still perched here.
Here we go for another epic. Here we go. Go and let go. Yes.
Wait, try this again.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. Ooh. Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to leave your own path.
You don't gotta make it on the end of the line to make it to the end.
It's true.
Get the full
Well,
effect.
you know what's interesting is like I feel my energy wants to get off in the middle.
Okay.
Like it's almost like,
Really?
which I wonder. Yeah, like it's like right here is where it like feels it wants to get off.
I wonder why.
I don't know. Maybe if I redirect focus.
So elegant. So smoothly the way you come off. It's like it's meant to happen.
Yeah, right? Sometimes you gotta go on rides off the path.
Meant to take 2 steps and fall right off into the path.
Clearly. There's a lot of discovery in that mulch, you know? It's
No
not,
doubt.
It's not always a straight line, and let's be honest, have I ever been on a straight path? No, not at all. And then what happens if you try to get back on in the middle? Whoa. Interesting.
Ooh, the rockiness. Rock it, rock
There's
it.
rockiness, but like all of a sudden I have this different grounding. I'm like,
Wow.
able to touch the ground and like I can stay on it, but like I also know what the ground is, so we're making up our own rules here.
Come one with the ground.
We come one with the ground. You know who says you have to walk the path above the ground? When you become one with the ground, then as long as you're on the metal, then
There it is.
you touch the
There
end.
it is. You witness it. Right there. It's happened.
We did it in our own way, in our own time, but we did it.
Very nice, as you see, ladies and gentlemen. One long rope, one big leap for Lizzie Loch. alternate route.
Ladies and gentlemen, he discovered an alternate route by using new routes. And push and the pull-ups, and he can do the pull-ups. I don't know if I can do a pull-up.
I want those. I want to hang from those.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if that's possible though.
I don't know. Well, I guess we can find out.
Platforms we got over here.
I don't know how. These platforms are so intense.
I know.
They're like,
It's like 7th and 8th grade.
Right?
What are they doing on these?
I don't know.
What's this one? Climb the wall?
I don't know what that
Sturdy?
Oh yeah, these are more sturdy?
Very sturdy. I'm not sure the usage though. I doubt it's a jump from each one to each one.
I don't know.
It's a little intense.
That doesn't seem... Wait, look, there's little holes. Maybe they put sticks in them?
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then walk across.
Little planks.
Little planks. Walk the plank.
Walk the plank.
But when there's no plank, you just have to imagine the plank. The theme of balance is clearly presenting itself.
Early age.
A lot, yeah. I do. I have some great roots. And I think sometimes it's seeing the roots I already have more fully. It's actually even part of the inspiration of this like blog and podcast was like, I don't know, I feel like there's a tree of humans and connection and wisdom that exists just within this realm of experience and people I've gotten to come across. You know, it's like there's this beautiful tree of wisdom and experience all around. And like, that's a tree.
No doubt. No doubt.
It's a tree I know within myself and I get to experience, but now it's a tree I want to share, I guess, for whoever.
Yeah.
For however long.
Mm-hmm.
With no expectation of what that will look like or how, you know.
I really like competing in sports.
That
brings me a lot of joy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I like being single-minded in a craft and like just like getting competitive with it, like wanting to beat somebody from like a to like prove to myself. Yeah. You know? Not from an evil.
Right. No.
But it pushes me.
Like self-improvement.
Yeah. Self-improvement. I got a lot of joy out of that.
That's cool.
And I was away from that for a long time.
Yeah.
Like just like completely out of the realm of competition.
Yeah.
Like getting back into it shows me how much I get out of that.
Yeah. You know what I think is so cool about competition is like the focus it requires.
Yes.
To really, just be so present to something.
I really think that it, you know, it really pushes you to go deep.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, what if life is just so simple? We could just do the things that bring us joy. We're really complicated over here, eh?
I love it so much.
Right?
That's hilarious. Man. Yeah, feel that.
Like, yeah. Right? And like, yeah. Right? Somehow in doing that, it's like when you imagine the reality of actually doing the things that just bring you joy, it's like everything just works somehow.
Wow. Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. There'll be times I'll just I'll like snap out of it and just catch myself just laughing
Yeah.
and being like, man, that was funny.
Right? Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. I'll have that if I'm like in a heaviness, and then I can like almost see a different part of myself like peeking through, like it's not so serious.
Alrighty. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
I love that.
And I'm like, oh yeah.
That
Thanks.
heaviness is gorgeous though too.
It's beautiful.
You know, look that as is choose something that is your deepest alignment.
Yes.
Within that there's gonna be suffering still, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be going with the grain.
Yeah.
Suffering.
Totally.
As opposed to choosing something that is not, and then you're just going against the grain, and it's like
Yeah.
that made a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think when it is of your in alignment, it's like that suffering has a sense of like creative challenge to it, where it's like it's seen as a challenge for growth because you're in alignment with where you're growing, where you want to be anyway, so it feels right versus like you're so out of alignment doing things that aren't true, then that suffering is just signaling like you're maybe not in the right place. You're creating more suffering, but the suffering isn't necessarily productive until you see it and move into something that's more aligned. Or it is just as productive in that being an experience of life. Really, what's the difference on a deeper level when you're truly in alignment? I don't see a difference between suffering and challenge.
It's a pretty little, I think, open field, huh?
I love this open field.
Very free here.
Right? Very mystical. Birds are like really talking out here.
Yeah, they are. They want to come in the vortex.
They do. They're hanging out. Birds know what's up. Baseball game playing. We definitely gotta check it out.
Check it out.
Oh, that seat was definitely wet.
Was it?
Not too bad, but
My socks or my shoes are a little wet.
oh, are they?
It's okay.
Somehow left hiking boots here. I find this so synchronous that we're just stumbling upon baseball kids at our former junior high school. Is this no? This is like kid baseball. Bunny rabbits. This is a vlog of bunny rabbits and ants and trees. Poorly filmed on an iPhone with shaky footage. Tune in. Tune into this shaky footage of rainy ants. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we are back where we started, soaking wet, and yeah, that was a really fun adventure. I'm stoked for this. Stay tuned for or wait, you'll be watching this when it's already edited. We walked probably, I don't know, 5 to 7 miles in the rain. Thanks for coming along on this journey in its beginning phases. We'll see where it takes us. Much love.